We are in Hamilton. It is day 4, Smoke and Soul project. Time for Dave's morning coffee segment. So last night it rained pretty heavily. I kind of feel sorry for people that are departing the Hamilton Caravan Park today, having to pack their tents up. But I'll turn it around so you can see the caravan park. There's our car. Not too many people stayed here last night, but it has been very cold and wet and miserable in Hamilton. But today we've got our first day of not having to pack, which is handy. So not having to pack anything. It's our first day where we can actually go and get some food and start preparing some food for our barbecue tomorrow. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to finish my coffee, get changed, and go to the Hub butcher in Hamilton and pick up all the food that I've ordered, and then come back here and just see how much I've got and where I'm going to fit that in. So our cabin's got an oven, and I've got the vertical hark smoker as well. Caravan park policy, can't cook over fire here, so my offset smoke is going to have to stay packed away till tomorrow. So we might get the hark gas vertical smoker out, put that on the patio here, and I can cook with that, basically use that as an oven. So yeah, it'd be good to start getting into some food stuff. We've had, 2 solid days on the road, and yeah, good to finally start getting into it, getting into some food. So I'll keep you updated throughout the day what I'm doing. Past couple of days, Kara's had a bit of a sore throat and not feeling the best, so that's been hard on her. So I hope she can just hang in there and get through that. We're all going to go and meet Mark from the Salvation Army. As I said yesterday, it'd be good to meet as many people as we possibly can. So we're going to all go and meet him at 11 o'clock, and he's going to show me the space and where we're going to set up tomorrow. So, yep. All right, keep you posted throughout the day. Woohoo, let's go. I'm here with Charlotte this morning. Say hello. 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 Charlotte, what's your favourite thing? What's your favourite thing been so far?
Everything.
Everything?
Yes.
What was better, the cabin in Bordertown or the cabin in Hamilton?
I don't know. I mean, this cabin's bigger, so...
This cabin's bigger. So would you say that...
The last cabin had bunk beds that were safer.
The last cabin had bunk beds that was safer. That's a good point.
Yes.
So this is bigger, but the bunk beds are not as safe. But the cabin in Bordertown was smaller, but the bunk beds were better.
Yes.
Yep.
So if this cabin was big, and then they had the bunk beds from Bordertown in there, then that would be good.
That would be good. What did you do in the car yesterday?
iPad.
You're on the iPad. You did some colouring though, and you started your journal, yeah?
No, not in the car. I started it out there.
You started out there. So maybe when we get a couple of stops in, you can show everyone your journal, yeah?
Yes. Goodbye.
See you later. I've just picked up my food order from the Hub butcher in Hamilton. Gave me a really good price on pork shoulder, which I'm massively appreciative of. Talked to him about the project and what we're doing, and he was telling me about the housing situation here in Hamilton. It's getting worse and worse. It seems, people are living out of their cars. there's just a real housing shortage here. And then he was telling me what's happening is there's a housing shortage in other towns around here, such as like Warrnambool and places like that, and people can't afford to live there, so they're all coming to Hamilton, and that's therefore making it harder to get somewhere to live in Hamilton. So yeah, as we go along, I feel like we're going to hear stories like this that's going to make us really realise that homelessness is not going anywhere. It's going up and up, and people are just really finding it hard. So yeah, had a really good conversation with him, and yeah, makes you think how fortunate we are to have a home. So yeah. All right, I've just opened my box of pork shoulder from the hub, and these pieces are actually perfect. They're relatively small, but there's lots of them. So what we can do is we're going to season these up today and put them in my vertical smoker this afternoon, and then we can hopefully finish them off tomorrow. So that is perfect. Really happy with that order. Been a busy afternoon. Went to the Salvos here in Hamilton, caught up with Mark Thomas. He was amazing, and really thankful to have us here to help assist us with our setup and what we're going to do tomorrow. It's time to finally get into some food. So been to the shops, as I said, been to the butcher before, got some good bits of meat here. So I'm just going to talk to myself for a bit. The girls have gone out. So the girls have popped out. So Of got the cabin to myself. It's going to open this up. So there's a nice bit of pork shoulder there. I need to put a rubbish bin for this to put my stuff. Hang on a second, bear with me, I'll be right back. We're back. So I've got myself a bin alongside me. Just open this packet up, and let's pan the camera down so you can look at the food, not me, if I can. All right, so I've just opened this pork shoulder up. So I didn't talk on Saturday, I didn't go through the process of pork, because I figure I'll be doing it later on, and which I'm doing it right now. It's basically the same as what I've done on Saturday with the brisket. So I've opened it up. I just want to cut off any hard bits of fat, any silver skin, anything that I think is going to take a long time to cook out. Keep some of it on though. So basically it. It's a nice piece of shoulder there, skin off, boneless as well, which is handy, saves me cutting that out. A little bit, I might just try and trim some of that hard stuff off there. All right, that's enough. So I should put something on my hands actually. Let's do that. So we will season this up with some American mustard to start. American mustard's just going to help the seasoning stick. So while I'm trying to put these on my hands, so I'm standing at the front of our cabin here in Hamilton. I will turn it around. There is the Smoke and Soul vehicle. But as you can see, it is raining here. It's pretty ordinary. It's okay, I've got a good bit of coverage where I am. So turn around, okay. We will angle this back down. So I've cut all that up. I'm gonna add some American mustard to help the seasoning stick. These are gloves.
So you don't need a lot. Just a little bit, just like one run down the centre like that. And we will rub that over. It's just gonna help everything stick together. So I don't make a mess. What I might do is make this barbecue tray, the one that I put the seasoning, the mustard on, sorry. And I'll transfer it to this one. I'll transfer it to this one. And this I will put the seasoning on. So we are going with the Lane's Honey Sriracha rub that they have supplied me with. Thank you to Lane's Barbecue. This is going to give the pork a good bit of sweetness, but it'll still have that classic barbecue flavour, that garlic powder, onion powder, smoked paprika. But this is just going to give it a bit of sweetness, which I think is going to work really well when we pull this and serve it tomorrow with some slaw in a roll. So just try and get all these bits of rub on the meat so we nothing goes to waste and I don't make a mess. That's it. So that's one piece ready to go on the smoker. I've got 10 more pieces here to do. I'm going to do it exactly like that. So just make sure I don't get a nice bit of even coverage over the whole thing. So there you go. That's it. That's ready to go on. And we're going to part cook that this afternoon. We're going to cook it for about 5-6 hours. And then we're going to take the offset smoker to the Salvation Army tomorrow and finish it off. So take these off now so I can stop my camera. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Thanks for watching, and I'll keep documenting. I've just finished seasoning up all that pork shoulder. Let's turn the camera around and have a look. And there's a big pile of meat right there. That is hopefully going to make around 100 pulled pork rolls for those people who need it the most. So time to put my little vertical smoker on, and we're going to part smoke those for about 6 hours this afternoon. This pork shoulder has now been in my smoker for about 3 hours. I needed to get to about 65 internal, so let's turn the camera around so you can have a look. I'll open it up so you can see it in there. It's looking very good. Let's check that internal temperature. Open her up. A bit of steam coming out on the camera. So let's look at where we're at. I want it to be about 65 internal, 56. So might leave it for another hour. So it's been on for 3 hours. That one's 60. That's pretty good. It's obviously not at a level where we can pull it, but I don't want it to be. That's 67, so the bottom one is pretty much finished. That was 60. That's 65 internal. So we're really getting close to pulling these out, wrapping them in foil, resting them overnight, and then we'll finish them off in the big boy at the big Oklahoma Joe tomorrow. So nearly finished our work for the day. It is the end of day 4. The end of day 4 of Smoke and Soul. Just sitting out on the patio of our cabin. So today I cooked this afternoon, you would have seen, I cooked all the meat that we are serving tomorrow. So I've pulled that out the smoker, just had it smoking for about 3.5 hours, wrapped it in some foil and let that cool down and put that in the fridge overnight. So tomorrow we're going to take the big Oklahoma Joe offset smoker and get that going. I'm going to get to the Salvation Army tomorrow at about 7 a.m. and get the smokers going and try and get the meat on by about 8 because we've got service is at 11:30 onwards. So give that another 3.5 hours. That should pull apart perfectly in theory. I've done it once before that way, part cooking things the day before, and it's turned out fine. So I have full confidence that this food is going to be amazing. And then we got some rolls, we got some slaw, we got some smoky barbecue sauce. This is going to be really special. I know they're really looking forward to having us. So, and Charlotte's and the girls, Charlotte's going to help with a bit of service. Cara's going to help as well. So it's all hands on. So while I was cooking food this afternoon, the girls went out on a bit of an adventure. They went out and explored Hamilton, explored some waterfalls that they found nearby. So they had a fantastic afternoon, so fantastic that they got the opportunity to do that and explore some things. I guess that's one part that I kind of miss out on because I'm busy doing food stuff, but that's okay. I want everyone to have the best experience possible over the next 54 days. So 50. I guess that's about right. I'm not counting. I'm not going to start doing that. No, not going to start counting down. No. So anyway, that concludes day 4. Thank you for watching once again. I'll say it every time. Don't forget. Firstly, as I said yesterday, the GoFundMe page is still live, so you can watch that. Watch that. What am I talking about? You can go and visit the GoFundMe page, and if you want to donate and help us feed the homeless, that would be much appreciated. So the GoFundMe page is still live, and then as always, YouTube, Facebook, Insta, like, subscribe, follow, share, raise the awareness of these organisations, these charities that are doing this day in, day out. Help us raise the awareness. Homelessness is an issue that is getting worse and worse and worse, and we're trying our best to give people some hope and happiness around Australia. So see you again tomorrow. Big day tomorrow, first regional barbecue. I'm excited. Let's go. See you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.